Hey guys, welcome to the second video on 8086 emulator software assembly language. In the last video, I talked about the MOV instruction. So if you have not seen the video, please go and watch it in my channel. I will provide the link in description. In this video, I'm going to talk about some arithmetic operations that we can perform in our 8086 microprocessor, such as the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. And I'm going to show you how to give this instruction to our microprocessor using the emulator. So without waiting, let's get started. So the first instruction that I'm going to talk about is the add instruction. The syntax for writing the add instruction is something like this: add destination, source. In my last video, I talked about the move instruction, where we saw it also has the same kind of syntax. In the add instruction, the final result of the addition will get stored in our destination. Let's take an example to make it more clear. Suppose we give an instruction move AL, 05H. What this will do is, this will store the value 05H in our AL register. We discussed about our move instruction in the last video, so if you have not seen, please go and watch the video. So the next instruction we give is move BL, 04H. So what this will do is store the value of 04H in our BL register. Now the next instruction that we give is add AL, BL. Now what this will do is add the value that is stored in our AL register and the value that is stored in our BL register, give a result and store the result in our AL register. Since in our syntax we saw add destination, source, the final result is stored in our destination. Here the destination will be our AL register. Let's see another example. Suppose we have given the instruction move AL, 05H. Now what this will do is, this will store the value 05H in our AL register. Next we give the instruction add AL, 04H. Now what this will do is, take the value that is stored in our AL register, that is 05H, and add it with 04H and give a result and store the result in our AL register, since AL is our destination. So the result will be stored in our AL register. Let's jump right into our emulator to see how that works. Okay, so we have come to our emulator. The first thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to new and select empty workspace and click on OK. This will create an empty workspace for us to code. Next, let me start writing our code. First, I will give a comment by typing a semicolon and I will write addition. You can write anything else. So the first instruction that I'm going to give is move AL, 05H. Now what this will do is store the value 05H in our AL register. So the next instruction I'm going to give is move BL, 04H. So what this will do is store the value 04H in our BL register. Next we give our addition instruction, that is I will write add AL, BL. So what this will do is store the value that we get after addition of 05H and 04H in our AL register. So let's see if that works. I will go to emulate, cancel this window. We can see these are our registers. This is AX register, BX, CX and DX, AH, AL, BH, BL, similarly CH, CL, DH, DL. So the first thing that is going to happen is, this value 05H will get stored in our AL register. So this AL will have the value 05H. Let's see if that works. I will run single step. Yeah, we can see our AL register has the value 05. Next what is going to happen is, our BL register will have the value 04H. Let's see if that works. I'll go to single step again, cancel this window, and yeah, we see the BL register has the value 04. Now the next instruction we gave was add AL, BL. So what this will do is add both these values and store the value in AL. So let's see if it works. I will again go to single step, And yeah, we can see the addition of 05H and 04H, which is equals to 09, is stored in our AL register. Now let's see another example. Suppose I give the instruction move AL, 05H, and then I give the instruction add AL, 04H. So what this will do is store the value 05H in our AL register and then add 05H with 04H and again store the value, that is the result, in our AL register. Let's see if it works. I'll go to emulate, cancel this window. So our AL register will have the value 05H. Let's see if it works. I will run single step. Yeah, we can see AL has 05. Then what will happen is 04H will get added to 05H and get stored in AL. So our AL register will have the value 09H after the addition. So let's see if it works. So I'll run single step. So yeah, we can see our AL register has a value 09. So let's take up another example. Suppose we gave the instruction move AX, bracket 1100H and bracket close. Now what does this mean? This is basically an address in the memory. Suppose this is our memory. This address, that is 1100H, is there in our memory. What we are doing in this instruction is giving the address of our operand that is stored in this memory directly in our instruction. That is, the operand that is there in our memory in this location will be stored in our AX. Similarly, we have for BX this location. So we are giving this location directly to our instruction. So the operand which is there in this location will be accessed by this instruction directly. This type of instruction is called the direct addressing mode. Here we are directly giving the address of the operand that is there in our memory. So now the next instruction we give is add AX, BX, which will add both the operands and the value will get stored in our AX register. So now I want you to try out one example. In the first step, store the number 1115H in the location 1100H. Second step, store the number 1004H in the location 1102H. In the third step, move the value that was stored in 1100H, that is this value, in AX register. Next step, move the value of this location, that is 1004H, in our BX register. Next step, add the value of AX and BX and store it in AX register. And the final step is move the value of AX register in this location in the memory. So you can pause the video if you want and do it yourself. Otherwise I'll be coding. You can follow on. So I have come to my emulator. The step 1 was to store the number 1115H in the location 1100H. So how will I do that? I will give the command move 1100H, 1115H. So this will move the value 1115H in this location. The next step was to store the number 1004H in 1102H. So similarly as before, I will write move 1102H, 1004H. So this will move the value 1004H in this location. Now next was move the value of 1100H in AX register. So again we will use the move command mov AX, since we have to move the value of this in our AX register. So AX, 1100H. So this will move the value which was there in this location in the memory to our AX register. Now the step 4 was move the value of 1102H in BX register. So I will write move BX, 1102H. So this will store the value that was there in this location in our BX register. Now the fifth step was to add the value of AX and BX and store it in AX. So I will write add AX comma BX. So the operands in this two register will get added and the value will be stored in our AX register. And the last step was to move the value of AX in this location. So what I will do is move the location comma AX. So let's see if it works. So I'll go to emulate, cancel this window. The first step was to store this value in this location. So we'll see our IP will change when we give our single step. Yeah, we can see our IP has changed. That is, this value is now in our location 1100H in the memory. Now the second step was move this value in our 1102H. So again our IP will change. So I'll run single step. Yeah, we can see our IP has changed. That is, the offset address has changed. If you want to know what is an IP, please go and refer to the theoretical videos that I have posted in my channel. Now the next step was to move the value which was stored in 110H location in our AX register. So we stored the value 1115H in this location 1100H. Now what we are going to do is this 1115H will get stored in our AX register. Please notice the AX register. Our 1115H will get stored there when I run single step. Yeah, we can see 1115 is stored in our AX register. The next step was move the value that was stored in 1102H in the BX register. So what we have stored in our 1102H location, this number. So when we give this command, this number will get stored in our BX register. So let's see if it works. I run single step and yeah, we can see this 1004H is stored in our BX register, this one. Now the next step was add the value of AX and BX and store the result in AX. Let's see if it works. I will run single step. Yeah, so the addition of this two number is stored in our AX register. The result is 2119H. And the last step was to move the value of AX, that is 2119, to this location 1200H. Notice the IP, it will change. Yeah, we can see the IP has changed. Thus, this was a complete program on addition. So the next instruction that I'm going to talk about is the sub instruction. So what is the syntax for sub instruction? It is exactly same as the add instruction, that is sub destination comma source. And similarly, the result of the subtraction will get stored in our destination. Let's take an example. Suppose we have written move AL, 05H. So this 05 will get stored in our AL. Next we give the instruction move BL, 04H. So this 04 will get stored in our BL register. The next instruction we give is sub AL, BL. Now what this will do is subtract the value of AL, that is 05H, and the value that is stored in our BL register, that is 04H, and store the result in our AL register. Now let's see another example. Suppose we give the instruction move AL, 05H. So what this will do is store the value of 05 inside the AL register. Then we give the instruction sub AL, 04H. Now what this will do is subtract the value 04H from the value which was previously stored in our AL register, that is 05H, and store the result in our AL register. So the result will be stored in our AL register. This is exactly same as our addition operation. So I hope you can code this by yourself. Please practice it before going into the next part, that is multiplication. So our next instruction is multiplication, that is the mul instruction. Let's see its syntax. The syntax for writing a mul instruction is mul and the source. Let's take an example. Suppose we write move AL, 05H. So the value 05 will be in our AL register. Then we give the instruction move BL, 04H. So 04 will be in our BL register. Next we give MUL that is mul BL. So what this is going to do is, this is going to multiply the value 05 and 04 and store the result in our AL register. This is very important. The result will be stored in our AL register. The result that we'll get, that is 14H, after multiplying 05H and 04H, will be stored in our AL register. Another very important point to note here is, multiplying two 8-bit numbers will produce a 16-bit number. Let's take up another example. Suppose we have a 16-bit number and we give an instruction move AX, 1100H. This 1100H, which is a 16-bit number, is stored in our AX register. Next we give the instruction move BX, 1102H. So this 16-bit number is stored in our BX register. The next instruction we give is MUL BX. Now what this will do is, this will multiply the value that is stored in our BX register and the value that is stored in our AX register, and the result, that is a 32-bit number. We are multiplying two 16-bit numbers, which will produce a 32-bit number. Now in our 8086 microprocessor, we have maximum 16-bit registers. So how will this 32-bit number be stored? We have the DX register, which is a 16-bit register, and the AX register, which is a 16-bit register. So the last 16 bits of our result will get stored in our AX. That is, this 2200 is stored in our AX register, and the remaining is stored in our DX register. That is, this 1, 2, 1 and a 0. So multiplying two 16-bit numbers produces a 32-bit number, and the 32-bit number is stored in our DX and AX register. Let's jump into our emulator to see how that works. So I have come to my emulator. The first thing I'm going to do is multiply two 8-bit numbers. So we give the instruction move AL, 05H. This will store the value 05 in AL register. Move BL, 04H. This will move the value 04 in our BL register. Then we do mul BL. So the result that we'll get after multiplying 05H and 04H will get stored in our AL register. Let's see if it works. I'll go to emulate, cancel this window, run my single step, and I can see our AL, that is AL, has the value 05. I'll run the next step. We can see our BL has the value 04. BL has the value 04. Now what is going to happen is, the 05 and 04H will get multiplied and the result will get stored in our AL register. So let's see. I'll go to the single step again, and we can see our AL register has the value 14. So we can see the final value that we get after multiplication is stored in our AL register. So let's see another example of multiplication. Suppose we have the instruction move AX, 1100H, which is in brackets. We saw in our addition that whatever number which is there inside brackets are locations inside the memory. Suppose this is our memory. So 1100H is a location in our memory, and this instruction is directly accessing the operands that is present in this location in the memory. So that operand is stored in our AX register. Similarly for BX, we give move BX, 1102H. So this location inside our memory will be accessed by this instruction, and the operand will be stored in our BX register. And then we give mul BX, that is, these two operands will get multiplied and the result will get stored in our AX register. This type of addressing mode is called direct addressing mode, since we are giving the address of our location inside the instruction. Now I want you to try one by yourself, and if you don't have time, you can follow on. The step 1 is to store the number 1115H in the location 1100H. Step 2 is store the number 1004H in 1102H. Step 3 is to move the value of 1100H in AX register. Step 4 is move the value of 1102H in our BX register. Step 5 is to multiply the value of AX and BX. Step 6 is to move the value of AX in 1200H, and step 7 is to move the value of dx in 1202H. So you can pause the video if you have time, otherwise you can follow along. So I have come to my emulator. The first step was to store the number 1115H in the location 1100H. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write move the location 1100H, the number 1115H. So this will move the value 1115H in this location. So the next step was store the number 1004H in the location 1102H. So again I'm going to do move 1102H, 1004H. So this value will get stored in this location. So the third step is move the value of this location in AX register. So I'm going to do is move the location that I want to move and the value that is stored in 1100H. So the value which was stored in 1100H is going to get stored in AX. The next step was move the value 1102H in BX register. So I'll do move BX, 1102H. So this value that is stored in this location will get stored in BX register. Now step 5 is to multiply the value of AX and BX. So we know we have to give mul and BX only. So we gave mul BX. Now we know after the multiplication, this is a 16-bit number. So multiplying two 16-bit numbers will produce a 32-bit number, which will get stored in AX and DX. So now the sixth step is to move the value which was stored in AX in this location. So I'll do move the location, AX. So this will move the value of AX in this location. And the last step is to move the value that is stored in 1202H, and the last step is to move the value of DX in this location. So I'll do move the location 1202H, DX. So this will store the value of DX in this location. So let's see if it works. I'll go to emulate and I will cancel the screen. In the first step we see we will store the value 1115H in this location. So this IP, that is the offset address, will change when we run our single step. Yeah, this offset address has changed. Now the second step was to store this value in this location. So I'll again run single step and again this offset value has changed. The third step was to move the value of this location in our AX register. So now we'll get to know whether this instruction has worked or not. We have placed the value 1115H in this location previously. Now we want to store the value that we stored in this location, that is this one, inside our AX register. So our AX register will basically have the value 1115H in the next step. Let's see if it works. So I click on next step and I can see our AX has 1115. Similarly for BX, again we stored this value in this location and we want to store the value that is in this location to our BX. So this value, that is 1004H, will get stored in our BX. Let's see if it works. I'll again go to single step and yeah, I can see 1004, that is this number, is stored in our BX register. Now the next instruction was to multiply AX and BX, that is AX and BX. So since both of these are 16-bit numbers, our result will be a 32-bit number and the result will be stored in our AX and DX. So when I do the single step, yeah, we can see our AX and DX has got the entire 32-bit number. Now the next job is to move the value that is stored in our AX, that is this value, to this location. So if we see our offset address, again it will change. Yeah, we can see this has changed. And the last step was to move the value of DX, that is this value, in this location, that is 1202H. So again I go to single step and I can see the IP of, that is the offset address, has changed again. So this is the entire working of a multiplication instruction in our assembly language. So now we have come to our last instruction for this video, that is the div instruction. So let's start with the syntax. As we can see, the syntax for div is exactly same as multiplication. In this we give div source. So let's take up an example. Suppose we have given an instruction move AL, 20H. So this 20H will get stored in our AL register. Next we give move BL, 05H. So this 05H will get stored in our BL register. And then we give div BL. Now as we know, when we divide two numbers, we get a quotient and a remainder. Here when we are dividing 20H by 5H, we are getting a quotient of 6 and a remainder of 2. Now where will this 2 get stored? That is, where will the result get stored? We have our AH and AL register. The remainder will get stored in our AL register. As we can see, the remainder here was 2, so it has gone to this AL register as 2 and 0. And the quotient, which is 6 in this example, is stored in our AH register. So it is stored as 0, 6. Now let's take another example. Suppose we move a 16-bit number, that is 1100H, inside our AX register. Next we move 1102H in our BX register. And now what we want to do is divide, that is div BX. Now what will happen in this case? These are all 16-bit numbers. So where will this quotient and remainder get stored? For that, we have the AX register and the DX register. Just as our multiplication operation, we have the AX register available to us and the DX register available to us to store the result. So the quotient of this will get stored in our AX register, and the remainder for this operation will get stored in our DX register. This will become more clear when I start coding in our emulator. So let's see. Now I have come to my emulator. So the first instruction that I am going to give is move AX, 1102H. And next I am going to give move BX, 1100H. And at last I am going to give div BX. So let's see what happens. I go to emulate, cancel this window, and run the first step. So we can see our AX register has the value 1102. We run the next step by clicking on the single step button, cancel this window. We see our BX register has the value 1100. Now we will divide these two numbers in order to get a quotient which will get stored in our AX and a remainder which will get stored in our DX. So let's see if it works. I'll run single step again, and yeah, I can see our quotient is saved in our AX and we get a remainder in our DX register. Now let's see the last example for this video. Suppose we have move AX, bracket 1100H and move BX, bracket 1102H. And we saw in our previous addition, subtraction and multiplication part that whenever there is a number written inside brackets, it means it is an address which is there in our memory, and this type of addressing is called the direct addressing mode. So this is our memory. There is a location 1100H, and by this instruction we can access that location directly, and after accessing the operands in this location, we are dividing both of the operands. So now I want you to try one yourself if you have time. Otherwise you can follow along. The first step is to store the number 1115H in 1100H location. The second step is to store the number 1004H in 1102H. Third step is to move the value from 110H location in AX register. The fourth step is to move the value from 1102H in BX register. Step 5 is to divide the value of AX by BX. Step 6 is to move the value of AX in 1200H. And the last step is to move the value of DX in 1202H. You can pause the video and start coding. Otherwise, you can just follow along. So now I have come to my emulator, and as you can see, I have already written the code in order to save some time. So the first step was to store the number 1115H in 1100H. So we have written move this value in this location. The step 2 was to store the number 1004H in 1102 location. So move this number inside this location. The step 3 was to move the value of 1100H in AX register. So I have moved the value that is stored in this location to our AX register. Step 4 was to move the value of 1102H in BX register. That is, I have moved the value that was stored in this location to our BX register. Step 5 was to divide the value of AX by BX. So I have given the instruction div BX. Step 6 was to move the value of AX in 1200H location. So I have moved the value of AX in this location. And the last step was to move the value of DX in this location. That is, I have moved the value DX in this location. So let's see how it works. I go to emulate, cancel this window. The first step was to store this number in this location. So as we will see, this offset address will change when we run our single step. This offset address has changed. The next step was to store the number 1004H in this location. So again I run single step, and again our offset address has changed. The third step was to move the value from 1100H location. In our AX register, we have stored the value 1115H in 1100H location. So this AX register will basically have the value 1115H when we run this line. So let's see our single step again. And we can see our AX has the value 1115. The next step was to store the value that was there in our 1102H location inside our BX register. So we have previously stored 1004H inside this location. So now after we run this instruction, BX will have the value 1004H. So let's see, I run the single step and we can see BX has the value 1004. Now the fifth step was division of AX by BX. So I've written div BX. So what will happen, since both of these numbers are 16-bit number, so the result will be stored in AX and DX together. AX will have the quotient and DX will have the remainder. So when I run the single step, I can see the AX has our quotient and the DX register has our remainder. The next step is to move the value of our AX, that is this quotient, in this location 1200H. So if we notice our offset address again, that is the IP, it will change. Yeah, it has changed. And the last step was to move the value of DX in 1202 location. So we remove the value of our remainder which is stored in our DX to this location. So when we run our single step, our IP, that is the offset address, has changed and this location has got the value of DX. So with this, I would like to end the video. And if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any kind of feedback, please drop it down in the comment box. Thank you and happy learning.